Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in. Come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. And I also want to say shout out to our brothers that's in the digital building that's always holding us down. We're so pleased that you are with us today, dear family. We have much to talk about, and I do believe you may consider this to be still hot girl summer, just a different kind. We don't do WAPs over here. Somebody talk black to me. I missed you all, and I love you so much, and I'm so pleased to be back with you today. We're going to be talking about boule undermining at the highest levels of government. And that we're going to discuss specifically is the NBA boycotts, LeBron James, and believe it or not, Barack Obama. We're getting ready to get into it. But just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button, would you? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching us on one of our YouTube platforms, if you're watching us on one of our other affiliate networks, please like, share, and subscribe. We ask that you do that in order to help to draw other folk into our broadcast. We also want you to know that you can text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Also, we have an amazing store with all kinds of glorious apparel for the queen in you, or your daughter, or your niece, or your female co-worker. Somebody talk black to me. Brothers, I'm not too much a side piece and stuff. At shopfnq.com. The link is in the chat. Shopfnq.com. I just want you to know that throughout the broadcast, even when I don't mention it, there are going to be important links that our moderators will put into the chat that may be of use for you later, okay? So make sure that throughout the broadcast, you're checking out those important links. Somebody talk black to me. I'm so pleased that you have joined us today. And before we go further, I would be remiss not to acknowledge our dear brother and friend, Chadwick Boseman. Of course, a lot of folks, I should say, knows him because of the movie Black Panther. For those of you that don't know, our dear brother passed away. I'm reading now to you from his page, a statement, from his family that was put out on the 28th. Of course, it's been about 3 days ago now. And the direct statement that was put out in this just glorious black and white photo of him that they released. Yes, this photo. Trying to do it to where you guys could see it. There we go. Of our dear brother. His family said that it was with immeasurable grief that we confirmed the passing of Chadwick Boseman. It says that Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled it battled it these last 4 years as it progressed to stage 4. A true fighter, Chadwick persevered, through it all, and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much, from Marshall to The Five Bloods, August Wilson's, Ma Rainey's, Black Bottom, and several others. All were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. It was the honor of his career to bring King T'Challa to life in Black Panther. He died in his home with his wife and family by his side. The family thanks you and your love for thanks you for your love and prayers, and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during this difficult time. So we honor this beautiful Black God, and his life is important on multiple planes. And so, because here at the Vicki Show, we honor Blackness every single day. We make it a priority because we understand, beloved, that as the mothers and fathers of civilization, we understand that as the creators of this planetary space and more even, that we are more than what meets the eye as a people. See, the reason Black folk are extraordinary is not just because of our natural physiological or biological capacities. Shout out to you, because I said so. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Wa alaikum salam. The extraordinariness of the Black man and the Black woman cannot be neatly contained within European white supremacist metrics. And because many of us have lost our minds, and because our minds were methodically stolen from us, we've been divorced from our very rich history and potential and our true reality. We use just earthly phrases and points of reference to try to wrap our hands around something. Us, the Blackness that's so infinite. God today. Somebody talk Black to me. And so I make this point because it appears that our brother was a beautiful man in the natural, aside from his acting. But I also can appreciate how strategic how strategic he was in the roles that he played, specifically Black Panther, and of course many others. Some of you I've seen talk about on social media, others of yours that were favorites and so forth. But I don't discount the power of the roles he played, like Black Panther. Why? Because that speaks to the Black psyche. That speaks to the unseen part of yourself. That speaks to the soul of who you are. The reason Black Panther spoke to so many Black folk, the reason it resonated with our people, is because it spoke to a reality that many of us have not yet come to know. We know it's a reality. To rule and to dominate our own world, that speaks to a spiritual part of yourself. And so we honor our brother. We honor his family. May our Creator be pleased with him. And may we take his living, and may we take his transition, his ascension, into deep thought about how we can live life with purpose and with extraordinary power. So I bow to our brother. And also that leaves me talking about purpose and power to those of you that attended. I'm almost done with the housekeeping here, but this is important. I also want to say a great big thank you for those of you that tuned in to my 2-hour A Course on Angels. There was an intensive that I did Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern at flynubianmastermind.com. And you all, I tell you, you showed up and showed out. And I thank you so much for allowing me to share these sacred stories as well as sacred gems with you all. And that whole 2 hour, of course, on angels was about those of us that are about that life of more purpose and power. We understand that the stuff that we can see, this realm, this 3D dimension, comes out of the stuff that you can't see. And so if you are a part of my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com, where we still have a entry special of $1 for the first month, you will be able to access that angel course. Again, that's clubvicki.com. Kimberly Flower says Saturday's mastermind was amazing. Thank you, Queen. The testimonies have literally blown my mind. And so thank those of you that tuned in. Again, you can go to clubvicki.com. This week, I'm going to be continuing my weekly mastermind, where once a week I drop a spiritual principle. I elaborate on it, and then you get to ask me questions in the chat specifically about it. Hugh says, no, thank you, sis. Oh, thank you so much. So again, family, that's still available for you. And for those of you that are not interested in doing my weekly mastermind, stay tuned because I'm trying to talk to our team about doing a replay where you can purchase it, purchase the replay if you missed it. Shout out to you, Tamayo. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm grateful for your elevated radiance. Oh, thank you, beloved. I bless your kind words and your gift 1,000-fold. For those of you that gave, bless you so much. Thank you for your patience, family. When I was out, medical reasons, taking care of myself. And I thank you all so much for your patience. Now, enough of that. Let's get ready to get into it. Are you ready? So today, this is what I posted on my Instagram page. We're getting ready to get into it, family. This is what I posted on Instagram today. And that is a picture of LeBron James, King LeBron James, and Barack Hussein Obama. Shout out to you, Silently Production, for your gift. Shout out to you, Kimberly Frazier, for your gift. I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. God bless you, Queen. Thank you so much. God bless you back. And what I posted there, Desmond, I bless your gift, your 888. Watch this. I put reports, Barack Obama convinced LeBron James to save the NBA season. Shout out to my sisters, Nancy King and Kim Connick. Oh, these are mine. That's the goddess sisterhood right there, baby. Somebody talk black to me. Barack Obama convinced LeBron James to save the NBA season. Let's get ready to get into it. What I put in the description underneath it is Barack Obama reportedly convinced King James and NBA players to get back to work on the plantation. Let's see, why did I say that? Why in the world? Why in the world would Vicki say such a thing? For those of you that are triggered whenever someone speaks the truth about the Obamas, for those of you that have an affinity and a love for the Obamas, which I do as human beings, and which I did with greater intensity before I realized, the goings on, I'm going to ask you respectfully to reserve judgment until I provide you with these receipts. What we know is that grown-ups, adults, intelligent Black society, specifically, and intelligent people in general, they know that when they hear something or see something that they may not immediately believe or resonate with, they know how to first scrutinize, listen, look into something before they run off at the mouth and just say something reckless. I said intelligent Black people do that. So I want to encourage you, in case you happen to be driving along in life and got lost and pulled up here on the Vicki Show, we want to say to you, welcome. We want to say to you, welcome. but reserve judgment until I'm able to provide you with receipts. This is what intelligent people do. Now, I'm going to read to you now from, I had several articles lined up, but the one I'm going to read to you now is from The Insider. The Insider, this was written just, 3 days ago, the 28th. Barack Obama reportedly spoke with LeBron James and other NBA leaders to advise them on how to move forward after Jacob Blake protest. So as many of you already know, Jacob Blake, our dear brother, was allegedly at a location where he was actually being a reconciler. He was actually being a conflict resolutionist. He was trying to prevent a fight, my understanding, between a couple of people. I think some reports showed between two women. And in the process of that, the police brought their funny looking selves on the scene. And they did what they do best. That is to prey on Black people. And so they attempted to murder. They attempted to murder our brother with 7 shots to the back. 4 penetrated my understanding. Are you hearing me? That necessarily in Kenosha, that attempted murder at close range in front of 3 of his boys, once again reignited the holy Black uprisings that we have seen throughout these United States of America, and frankly, now we understand around the world. So this insider says that Obama reportedly spoke with LeBron James and other NBA leaders to advise them on how to move forward after Jacob Blake protests. Listen to what it says. As you're listening, family, I want you to make sure that you're remaining engaged and that you are at the bottom of your screen. You can copy, you can share where it says share the link. At the bottom of your screen, you can share, copy the link, and then send it out on your social media platforms. Would you do that? And while I'm reading, please make sure that you give us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. It reads, LeBron James, Chris Paul, and more leaders of the NBA reportedly spoke with former President Barack Obama on Wednesday night after a tense meeting amongst players left the season on the brink. According to a report from Shams Charania at The Athletic, Obama spoke with the players about their protest after the police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and advised them, listen, while you giving us a thumbs up, liking and sharing. It says that according to Charania, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, last name spelled Charania, the players also brought up, wait a minute, I skipped something here, I'm sorry. Obama spoke with the players about their protests after the police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and advised them, this is Obama's advisement, he advised them to finish the season while using their prominence to enact change. According to Charania, the players also brought up the possibility of forming a committee centered on player action that Obama could be involved with. The NBA postseason came to a screeching halt. Y'all pay attention. The NBA postseason came to a screeching halt on Wednesday after the Milwaukee Bucks refused to take the court for their scheduled game against the Orlando Magic. Minutes after the Bucks' intentions were clear, the 5 other teams scheduled to play that day joined the movement, and a strike was on. Y'all listen. On Wednesday night, it briefly felt as though the entire season might be in jeopardy. During a tense meeting amongst players regarding what steps to take next, LeBron James and the Lakers and Clippers walked out early after voting to end the season. Vicki, keep reading. Later that night, James's call with Obama took place. And after another meeting on Thursday morning, it was announced that the NBA season was back on. I'm scared that y'all not hearing me today. One point of contention in the meeting was how the players could issue actionable goals that brought about real world change. On Friday, some progress was made toward that goal. In a statement, the NBA announced that in cities where franchises own their own arenas, the league would work with local officials to turn stadiums into voting locations for the November 3rd general election, a cause that James's More Than a Vote group was already rallying support for. The protests the players took part in on Wednesday clearly demonstrated the extent of their power, with teams across the sports world following the NBA's lead and calling off games of their own. Now players are looking to put that power to work. Did you all hear what I just said? Shout out to you, Naturally Tura, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Again, the link is in the chat for this particular article from insider.com. Did you all hear what I just said? Dear family, these actions are absolutely a betrayal to Black progress. These actions by Barack Hussein Obama is blasphemous and sacrilege he's committed. It is unacceptable. It is not understandable. It is not excusable. It is a manifestation of modern day buck breaking. I use that phrase often. Maybe you don't know what it means. I'm going to remind those of you that may have heard in the past, but I'm going to give you a little more detail on what buck breaking is so that you can understand truly how egregious this is. LaMarcus Watkins says, you've been saying this, Vicki. Yes, I have. Since I've been back on social media. This is actually diabolical, dear family. It is diabolical, watch this, to the liberation and freedom of Black people in these United States of America. This action by Obama is in fact him demanding that these Black players get back to work on the plantation. Somebody talk Black to me. What we know based on even other reports that I read also, somebody said they reached out to Obama for his input, for direction. There's another report where I read where someone says that LeBron was so upset that he stormed out of the meeting, which I actually read to you that from this. I read you that from this article as well. But they said that he stormed out of the meeting, and the other report that I was referring to also said that they said that the only one that they knew that would be able to change his mind about the season would be basically Barack Obama. So however Obama ended up speaking to him, I want you to focus on the advice he ended up giving our brother. Let me read these important parts again before I go further. Again, family, on the count of three, for those of you that haven't, on the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button, would you? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell if you're watching us on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. And if you happen to be watching us on one of our other platforms where our show is re-aired, please like, share, and subscribe and follow. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow wherever you're watching us from. We're so pleased that you're tuned in today. My name is Vicki Dillard, and the Vicki Show airs here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com weekdays live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, one day last week on Thursday, I came early. So that's the reason why I tell you guys, when you see that I've missed one day, sometimes it's because I've gone early. So make sure that you still look really good under the videos for my show, okay? Now, of course, Friday I actually missed because of some medical stuff that I had to take care of. So make sure that you are always checking and also supporting our other queens as well. Now, this is a part I want you to listen to. Listen to the advice that Obama gave again. Again, this is according to Shams Charania at The Athletic, or Shames Charania, or Charania. I'm the mother of civilization. So however I pronounce it, you blessed. Somebody talk back to me. You are right. Okay. No harm intended, but you are right. Anyway, the link is in the chat for your viewing pleasure later. Listen. According to this fellow, it says that Obama spoke with the players about the protest and advised them to finish the season, listen, while using their prominence to enact change. Now, let me tell you the reason why that was a losing strategy and that was a trick. That was a Democratic trick by Barack Obama for Obama to tell them to use their prominence to enact change. In the first place, how many of you all know that over the last couple of years or so, LeBron James has really upped the ante on using his prominence on behalf of Black folk? How many of you all know he did it so much so where Laura Ingraham of Fox News, and she also is a podcaster, told him to shut up and dribble. He opened a school, put his money behind the school, whatever the details of the school and so forth are. He had a lot to do with that, obviously. That was a vision of his. And he's done so many other things for Black society. So he was already using his prominence. But one of the things that LeBron must have understood, and I'm talking about especially as of late, was that white people, let me back up. Remember, they were also wearing those shirts in support of our people, about I can't breathe and all those kinds of things. Is that right? So this notion from Obama giving Black men advice about using their prominence to enact change, slowness, they was already using their prominence, but they understood that even a Black man's celebrity can only get you so far. What LeBron and his teammates understood was what, family? He understood that for white supremacy, you got to hit up them pockets. Somebody talk Black to me. LeBron understood that the way to shut all this down, LeBron, who was himself a victim of racist epithets being sprayed, I believe, on his home, he understood that when he was bouncing that ball up and down the course, dunking and stuff, flying and stuff, doing miracles and stuff, defying gravity, blessing lives, taking people to ecstasy, he understood that the very ones that he was blessing with all of his godness on the court were some of these very white supremacists that's killing him and that was attempting to murder his brother. Somebody talk Black to me. So he understood that all of that ain't getting it. That ain't cutting it. You all still want to enjoy yourself. God, see, this is that diabolical element of white supremacy. Is that the white supremacist, that predator, killer, hunter of black flesh, they want to be able to shed black blood, enjoy themselves. They still want to have a beer when it's over. They still want to get some pizza and stuff. Bert. They want to enjoy a good game. The ones that they are praying after, they want you, Negro, to get on the court and make it rain for them. So LeBron understood two things. Number one, I'm not getting ready to make your day. You're not getting ready to enjoy yourself while we're being murdered. And so since I, as a black man, am a strong source of your enjoyment, I'm going to affect that because I have the power to do it. So not only do I have the power to stop your wicked entertainment itch while black blood is all over the place, splattered everywhere. The other thing I'm getting ready to mess up is y'all's money like that. See, the things that motivates those kinds of people are not the things that motivates a righteous man or woman. You understand? A righteous man or woman, they don't need all of that coaxing and stuff. You don't need all of that convincing. Your nature moves you to do right. Somebody talk black to me. But I'm going to read you this other part. So that was a trick from Obama. That was a trick when Obama said that. Obama got involved to misdirect black progress for white people. Y'all listen. Thumbs up, family. Slam that thumbs up button. Keep liking and sharing. We want to invite folks to listen because black media matters. What we say matters. They're not going to discuss this. Joy Reid is not getting ready to discuss this on MSNBC. Fox News, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, they are not about to tell you this. They don't care nothing about black thought. In fact, they're doing everything in their power to censor and silence it. Obama spoke to the players. What did he tell them? He advised them to finish the season while using their promise to enact change. And according to this guy, he said that the players also brought up the possibility of forming a committee centered on player action that Obama could be involved with. Listen to this part again. Let me show you how powerful the unity of these black players were. The power of these black players was such. Watch this. It says that the NBA postseason game came to a screeching halt. Watch this. On Wednesday, after what? First, it was what the Milwaukee Bucks refused to take the court for their scheduled game against the Orlando Magic. It says minutes after the Bucks' intentions were clear, the 5 other teams scheduled to play that day joined the movement, and a strike was on. That Wednesday night, it briefly felt as though the entire season might be in jeopardy. The meeting was so tense. What did it say happened? LeBron James and the Lakers and Clippers walked out early after voting to end the season. But that night, James talked to Obama. Dear family, the problem with this boule black looking man. Why am I emphasizing he's black looking? Because he doesn't think like a black man. He looks black. His melanin throws y'all. That's enough for some of you all. Substance don't matter. Just the superficiality of it all is what moves you. That's the sign of an ignorant, deaf, and dumb people. That's a phrase that the Holy Quran uses, a deaf, dumb, and blind people. And you also see similar things in scripture when it talks about that kind of person. I'm not dogging anybody in particular. I'm speaking to the mental and spiritual state. Obama derailed it. And you know why he derailed it, family? I need you all to watch the finesse. Please listen. Obama and them got so scared, as I just read to you before, and those powers that knew that those white men and who were the owners and agents and attorneys and other businesses that profit because of black athleticism, they knew that their finances was in trouble. But guess what also Obama and them knew was in trouble? The brothers were so powerful. What does it say? The entire season, it says, was in jeopardy until Obama talked to him that night. I wonder what that conversation, I wonder what would have happened. I wonder if the season would still be in jeopardy if he had talked to a Minister Farrakhan. I wonder if he would have told him, go ahead and capitulate in less than 24 hours. I wonder if LeBron had talked to a black masculine man that was not bought and sold by white supremacists. Wonder how that conversation would have been. We would have continued to stop up and affect the pockets of our open enemies, meaning those who are our opponents, those who are murdering and preying and oppressing us. Do you understand, dear family, that these players were so powerful and so dangerous? That before the night was over, they managed to get the former president of the United States on the phone with LeBron James to derail what they were doing. That's right. What would they have said if they talked to even a Dr. Boyce Watkins, who would have counseled them economically? He would have told them to hold the line, I would imagine. Yes, a Dr. Claude Anderson. Wonder what that conversation would have looked like if he chit-chatted with them. Dear family, that was extraordinary betrayal and the height of cowardice. And are y'all ready for this? Some of you all think that Terry Crews and Billy Porter and Nas X are some of the worst examples or the best examples of the effeminization of the black man being done on purpose, pushed on black folk. If that's their lifestyle, that's fine. We're talking about folks are pushing this on us. They're not just examples and attempts by white society to neutralize black masculine men. May I tell you that this move by Barack Obama is a very weak and non-masculine move. That was an extraordinary sign of weakness. And let me tell you why. Not only for certain factions was it a fear of losing money. Of course, that was the number one thing, right? But the other reason, and this is what you guys must hear. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Watch this. Obama was scared to death that if this boycott went into effect in the way that it could have and the way really it should have, white men, the nation over, would be so hot and angry that the niggers are not on the field bouncing that ball. That would have set off the white supremacists further, thus furthering further endangering Joe Biden getting elected. Do you all understand that Obama was doing this also because he was trying to make sure that the disproportionate white men that enjoy black men on the courts and on the fields, he was trying to avoid a lot of that angering the white supremacist that would have likely driven them and incentivized them voting for Donald Trump? Somebody talk black to me. Did you all catch that? I'm giving you the inside of what's really going on. I'm giving you the inside of what's really going on. Which means that if your black boule political class keeps telling black folk what to do and what not to do so as not to tick off white people, they are in effect not trying to get you to overcome that modern Jim Crow protocol. They are in fact teaching you how to comply with it. When they told us, when you guys were saying, let's vote for Obama in the beginning, Obama didn't do nothing for black folk. Year 1, year 2, year 3. Oh, he gonna do something in this re-election. Obama can't put it all out there because white people gonna get mad. When Obama disrespected his own black pastor and disrespected Minister Farrakhan, true examples of black masculinity, he did it to secure white people, to make them feel secure and good. When you do that, black family, and when your black political class, those funny looking individuals that you see on TV telling black folks that we've got to vote for Joe Biden, that's caping for Joe Biden, that's hailing Joe Biden, praising Joe Biden, they are telling you, yes, white people are discriminatory against you. Yes, they're predatory, these white supremacists, those to whom this refers. But they're teaching you not how to overcome it, but how to comply with it, how to deal with it. See, you and I are different. Those of you that tell us to just be quiet a little while longer. Those of you that mention some of the issues that black folks, that kind of y'all walk around the edges of what the issues are for us. You deal with Joe Biden with little kid gloves on. You are a disgrace. You are acknowledging that we are in fact still in Jim Crow. We are still under Jim Crow protocols. And that's what makes you different from our ancestors. Is that you're not looking to rid us of those things. You want us to learn how to exist with them. And that is what makes your bones and biscuits, your boule, your sambos, your political bed wenches and stuff. That's what makes them very dangerous. Somebody talk black to me. Family, don't forget, if you missed my amazing angel course this past Sunday, it's accessible to those of you that sign up for my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. You can still sign up for clubvicki.com for the first month for $1. It's well worth your time. I meet with you every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, where I'm dropping spiritual jewels to help your life. The testimonies have been amazing. And I elaborate on those things, and I also answer your questions there. You can do that at clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. This is a betrayal by Barack Obama, and it is something that we should all consider to be absolutely unacceptable. Now watch this. Let me go further. I wanted to remind you about buck breaking. Remember early on I said this is one of the greatest examples of modern day buck breaking. Obama telling them to call off the very powerful and effective boycott. When you hit them with in their pockets, family, that's one of the greatest examples of you operating in your power. And these black athletes, who are some of the most melanated men that we've seen, dark skinned, beautiful, glorious. One of the greatest examples in terms of the way it looks for black masculinity. In less than 24 hours, everything changed after you got off the phone with Obama. Listen to this. For those of you that may have forgotten about what buck breaking really is, and some of you may not have ever known, I want you to listen to just a few things. These are just a few things. Buck breaking is about what black men went through in terms of being sexually assaulted during slavery. It's common knowledge and very well known that the black woman was indeed raped. We discussed that quite a bit. But in recent history, we've really been emphasizing what's been little spoken about prior to, about how also black men were sexually assaulted. I want you to just remember something here. As you keep giving us a thumbs up, liking and sharing. On the count of 3, for those of you that haven't, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up bell if you're watching us on one of our YouTube platforms. If you're watching us on one of our other affiliate channels where my show is replayed, please like, follow, and engage. Would you? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, and follow. Please take a quick moment to do that right now. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Again, The Vicki Show. I'm here weekdays, typically 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Watch this. There was a phrase, first of all, that was called the black buck. And in post-Reconstruction United States, the black buck was actually a racial slur, family. There was a racial slur. And it was used to describe a certain type of black man. In particular, it was a caricature that was used to describe black men who absolutely refused to bend to white supremacy, y'all. It was that black man that refused to bend to white authority. That black man, watch this, that resisted, as the scripture says, the devil, he's the one that they labeled as a black buck. They considered him to be irredeemably rude and violent. Isn't that something? That was the fear of the white supremacists post-Reconstruction. One of the examples that I pulled up was David Duke, as some of you all are familiar with, former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He was quoted in the Sun newspaper of Wichita, Kansas in 1975, saying how white people, I'm quoting now, saying how white people don't need a law against rape. But if you fill this room up with your normal black bucks, you would, because ends, he used the N word, plural, ends are basically primitive animals. David Duke said that, the former Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard, was quoted as saying, white people don't need a law against rape, but if you fill this room up with normal black bucks, you would, because ends are basically primitive animals. So when we use the phrase buck broken, black buck was the phrase used to describe the black man who resisted oppressive white supremacy. Somebody say those were our heroes. But to be buck broken, family, denotes a form of sexual abuse that was very popular, you all, in the Caribbean area. And it involved white supremacists and slave owners, as well as merchants, raping a male slave in front of the public to embarrass him and make him feel less of a man. Are you hearing me? Buck breaking became very popular when slave rebellions increased. That's important for you to understand. This type of sexual assault against the black man, it says, became very popular when slave rebellions increased. So when black folk were resisting, when we were being a thorn in the side of white supremacy, they upped the ante on these types of sexual assaults against black men. By the way, I'm reading a piece from Elizabeth Johnson. Watch this. Buck breaking, listen to this. Enslaved men were first stripped naked and flogged in front of a crowd, after which they were raped. Let me slow down and read that. If you have children, just beware, because this is, it's the truth, but it's I want you to know that this is kind of explicit, our history. And this is what some of these networks and what white supremacist people and organizations and systems don't want us to know. The more we talk about the realities of what our people went through, the more not only does it reveal our need and justification for repair, but it also continues to expose a very diabolical and savage way of being. Shout out to those of you that are giving Wendy and others. I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget, we have a store where you can get all kinds of apparel at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. And follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Listen. Enslaved men were first stripped naked and flogged, and in front of a crowd, after which they were raped by a white man to serve as a warning to other slaves. So because the black rebellions were so effective, they had to do something to slow down the black rebellions. So the white slave master resorted to sexual violence That's one of their go-to forms of terrorism. How often have I read you, giving you guys receipts after receipts after receipts of even the religious context and nature of that? I've read to you from 414-page books, numerous articles that I have to go back and research because I've forgotten how many receipts and references I provided for you. Listen, here's another one. On several occasions, enslaved men with their families were forced to have sex with each other in front of their family or were raped in front of their sons. I need y'all to keep this in mind. When you tell us to wait for reparations, don't ask for reparations, vote for a very diabolical and wicked Donald Trump or Joe Biden. I need you to remember this when they tell black folk to keep being patient. I need you to remember this when folks are saying, why is Vicki flinging her curly braids and screaming and stuff? Why is she so intense? Our demand for repair and justice is not only about us. It's about our ancestors that had to deal with these kind of diabolical and satanic things. This is bigger than you, slowness. They deserve to be requited. I'm going to read this part again. On several occasions, enslaved men with families were forced to have sex with each other in front of their family. And if they didn't do that, they were raped in front of their sons. Many enslaved men who had gone through the process of buck breaking killed themselves afterwards or run away and never returned. For the white supremacists, buck breaking, either on ships or on plantations, was a way of utterly embarrassing the men and showing dominance. But what I need you to understand also about buck breaking, family, I'm going to go back to another point that I just made that I don't want you to miss. It's important. It says that buck breaking, y'all heard me repeat this. This is my third time reading this part. Buck breaking became very popular when slave rebellions had increased. Why am I emphasizing that? I'm emphasizing that to tell you, whenever they get the black man to capitulate or to submit to do something for white supremacist, black oppressive systems, that's a strategy to neutralize any rebellion. Do you see how Obama's intercession, Obama's counsel stopped the very effective resistance that these black men were engaged in? The attack on black masculinity, calling it toxic masculinity, trying to effeminize them and push that on us, folks that are not normally that wouldn't necessarily say on their own that they were a part of the LGBTQ community and stuff. Some of this stuff is being weaponized against our community in order to neutralize resistance and rebellion. Why is it important that I emphasize why it was dangerous that a former president, a black former president of the United States, involved himself in this situation? Why is that so huge? It's huge, family. Catch the finesse. I'm getting ready to put you on game. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget to text the word Queens to 3199. You can get phone notifications. Watch this. By getting Obama involved, Obama, who represents the oppressive establishment against Black people. When Vicki uses the word establishment, I'm not using the word establishment the way that your regular general white Americans use the word establishment. Those of you that's talking about the establishment and all of this other kind of stuff, that other white folks that don't like the government, other white folks that don't like the government because they let Black folk, they don't like it when y'all talk about equality and giving us even the possibility and the chance of getting even any crumbs. You don't have nothing in common with those different groups. Black family, sit down somewhere. We don't have those kind of allies. You look crazy. What's another one of them terms that y'all like to use? With white folks that's against the government and stuff, and y'all want to sit in there and act like you got something to do with them, and y'all in the same boat. See, that's a trick. Remember how I told you white folks come up with labels? They come up with labels so that white supremacy can stay undercover, slowness. You'll never think that they could be that because you connect with the label, dummy. When you say you're a Democrat too, you act like you can't see white supremacy in the Democratic Party. When you say you're a Republican and some of you dark-skinned, black as night, melanin, beautiful people that's out here talking about you as a Trump supporter and make America great, and most of y'all come from the Caribbean or one of these other African countries where you worried about them snatching up your visa, you better go sit your funny-looking self down somewhere. What's another one of them terms that white folks know? It's another word that white folks use, not just the word, it's escaping me. It's not just the establishment. It's another word that I'm using where they're talking about the deep state. Y'all forgot to tell me. It just came to me. Anyway, the deep state. Black folks, sit down. You look ridiculous talking about that. Yes, I know there are these different diabolical factions that's controlling the high places. But what are you trying to identify with those labels for, slowness? Black folk only recognize white supremacy. We don't care if you have a religious label. We don't care if it's a political label, an ideological label, or any other label. You're supposed to be Black first. That's all you know. Because you get tricked when you start saying you are this and that, slowness. Well, you know what they doing this undercover stuff. Dummy! Your FBI was secretly under COINTELPRO and your modern Black identity extremist programs. They were secretly surveillancing your Black tail. What you talking about? That's a kind of deep state. Because they got the word deep state, it sounds sexy to you and you get confused. And so by you connecting with that label, you start to inadvertently cape for white supremacy. And then we got to spend all of our years and some months and Sundays to convince you, dummy. With all due respect, y'all know I'm calling it, this is for the people that it apply to, the willful ones. We got to spend all day and night trying to convince you of a threat. But because you done latched on to a label, you can't see it. No, we both Christians. That's my brother and sister in Christ. The deep state, man, don't you see what the government doing? They trying to stop Trump. They trying to stop Trump because Trump is exposing these pedophiles. Shut up! Trump couldn't even keep his little hands. Somebody talk black to me. From cheating on all his wives. Does that speak morality to you, slowness? Trump trying to sit yo. This is a white folks trick on your slow chocolate melanin. Slow. It's the slowness. It's the slowness of it all. I'm not saying there are not any accurate points and truths to those groups. I'm saying black folks, we're not going to get tricked off into those labels because you act like you can't see a white supremacist in that group. Man, that's the establishment. Shut up. The establishment that's shooting your chocolate self. The establishment, after they kill you, McDaniel stand over your body and say F and N-word. The establishment that on camera squeezes out the life force with his hands in his pockets. The ones that comes in the middle of the night and pumps 18 bullets in the naked body of a black woman. 8 bullets. The establishment that beat up black women on a California highway. The establishment that raped nearly a couple of dozen black women and specifically targeted them in Oklahoma. Slowness. The establishment where you, black family, lost trillions of dollars in wealth, more than any other group of people during the 2008 recession. The establishment where during COVID-19, we are the ones that's losing more than any other group. Slowness. See, when you attach yourself to them labels, you become stupid and illogical. Because you've attached to a label, you're not looking at the net effects of the disaster that is your life. That's a trick. And I'm trying to put you, black family, get up off of establishment and the dark world. Shut up. There's nothing darker and more establishment and more undercover than anti-black racism. Trump got Ku Klux Klan blood. And Trump and his daddy got in trouble paying millions of dollars back because they don't want to, under the Nixon administration. The Nixon administration, which is one of the most racist administrations, they sued Trump's real estate, he and his daddy's real estate company, and said that they was racist. And Trump and them had to pay millions of dollars. You trying to tell me that's got morals? Black family, being under these white supremacist systems make y'all look crazy and like y'all lost y'all minds and stuff. We're going to need him not to cheat on every one of his wives and quit filling up in a suspicious way his own daughters and stuff. Talking about he would have married her and all that over and over and over again and referring to her boobs and stuff. We're going to need you as a daddy not to do that. And some of you all don't even understand that in addition to him being all of these other terrible, horrible things, he's also a deadbeat dad. That's a disaster of a parent. If I was made up of that, if my RNA, DNA, skin, and hair matched that, I just don't know. I just don't know about I just don't know what kind of it. I just don't know. I just don't know about what my life would be about like that. Knowing that I'm made up of that. Like the pieces of me is that. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. I know I done took a turn. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, family. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications. For those of you that were disappointed that you missed my live 2-hour angel, a course on angels, it was amazing. I was so pleased. So many of you showed up. And many others wish that you could have been there. Stay tuned for a possible replay. It is accessible to those of you that sign up, though, for my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com. That's clubvicki.com. You can still sign up for the first month for $1. And every other month after that is totally a reasonable rate where I'm dropping spiritual jewels for you every week that will enhance your life and give you a life of more purpose and more power. Clubvicki.com. Clubvicki.com. Now, let me tell you something real quick. Let me move on. Watch this. But I never hear none of y'all sit there talking about some secret this and secret that. You sit your stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with you, Negro. That's tricks from white people that you willfully falling for so that they can remain undercover. And they are remaining undercover with these labels, because when you say that you part of the deep state, when you say that you are this, when you say you are that, those labels that they give you, they get to say they that too. And all of a sudden you can't see no white supremacists. Long as you stay in black first, you can always, they glow in the dark. God, today. It don't matter what label, organization, place that you are, baby. You're going to always be able to identify them as long as you sit there to my black first. When black show up, and white fragility is around, that thing gonna just scream out. God, today. To make America great again. You look ridiculous. You look ridiculous. There is no justification for the Joe Biden or the Trump. But you ain't gonna get no brownie points. Because I'm trying to teach them. Sit your funny looking self down, traitor. Doing too much. Now, Vicki, get on with it. I'm going to read you this other article. A few things of why this Obama stuff is such a problem. You all know that I've referenced this many, many, many times. But I don't want to take it for granted. For those of you that may not have heard some of these things before, and I want to continue to connect the dots and to remind you of what's really going on, Black family, with this Obama fella. Are y'all hearing me? Do you remember? And by the way, I always like to let you all know that the thoughts and opinions that are expressed here, not those of my own and not necessarily shared with the network, FlyNewThanQueenTV.com, or our affiliates. They are my own. So I wanted to make sure that I said that. And also I want you to just hold on. Just hold on. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit education or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. You all know that I like to remind you of these kinds of things right here. You know I do. How many of you all remember when Obama ran for president in 2008 and he was engaged in a debate with anti-Black Hillary Clinton? Similar. How many of y'all remember that? How many of you all remember that? And Hillary called on Obama to denounce Minister Farrakhan. He had already, but she doubled down and told Obama exactly what language and what words she felt, those words that she deemed necessary he used for her to be satisfied in his denouncement of another Black masculine man who stands in supremacist systems, specifically Hillary Clinton and her husband. Got to remind y'all of this. How many of y'all remember? For the Senate in 2000. For the sake of a white woman, Obama does this. For the sake of a woman.
Anti-Israel. And I rejected it. I said that it would not be anything I would be comfortable with. And it looked as though I might pay a price for that. But I would not be associated with people who said such inflammatory and untrue charges against either Israel or Jewish people in our country. And, you know, I was willing to take that stand. And, you know, fortunately, the people of New York supported me and I won. But at the time, I thought it was more important to stand on principle and to reject the kind of conditions that went with support like that.
Are you suggesting Senator Obama's not standing on principle?
No, I'm just saying you asked specifically if he would reject it. And there's a difference between denouncing and rejecting. And I think when it comes to this sort of, inflammatory, I have no doubt that everything that Barack just said is absolutely sincere. But I just think we've got to be even stronger. We cannot let anyone in any way say these things because of the implications that they have, which can be so far-reaching.
Now, Obama's getting ready to respond, but just to give you the context again, she's specifically talking about him denouncing a black man, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I always remind you guys that the labels and the lies that they tell about black folk are so ridiculous because we know that black folk are, number one, we're the most spiritual and the most religious people on the globe, right? No matter what our religion, no matter what our spiritual practice, we are the most respectful and the most religious and spiritual people on the planet. We're so empathetic. We're so sympathetic. And y'all know Vicki tells you this every day, practically, if I could. We are the ones that before our loved ones are even buried 6 feet under, we're telling our killers and torturers, we forgive you. We're the only ones on the globe that walks around our country surrounded by our tormentors without taking them out. We're the ones that just says after slavery, after you raped us, after the butt breaking, after being impregnated with your child and having to wet nurse it and raise it and then put it back on the field, after trauma, after being set on fire, after the whip, after the lash, after being barbecued, after being dismembered, after being decapitated, after being miseducated, after being poisoned, after being utterly destroyed, after being lied to, after being disenfranchised. Can we just use the same toilet as y'all? And we'll call it even? After you threw our babies to the crocodiles. After you put some of our black bodies in containers with spikes and rolled them down the hill. After you tarred and feathered us, set us on fire, put us between two beasts to rip our bodies apart. After you took the unborn child out of a black mother's womb and used the heel of your boot to crush its skull, we'll call it even. If you just let us give you our money to eat your food. If you let us invest in your business and eat in your restaurants, we'll call it even. This is who. These are the people. We are the group that they want to pretend are the real problem. Are even kind of equal to the wickedness that these white supremacists engaged in. How dare you? How dare you? We who, after you destroyed us, after you didn't give us our 40 acres and a mill, after you left us with nothing, okay, fine, leave us be. We went and started our own towns and cities, far and away from your funny looking, funny smelling self. We built a world away from you. And so from about 50 and 100 and 200 miles away, you heard dancing. From miles away, you smelled success, you smelled business, you smelled resilience and independence. And you found a way and a diabolical and wicked reason to destroy it. Hillary sat there and demanded that a representative of such a people be denounced before the white world. Y'all got a hell of a nerve. So when you have, look at this. When you have, I'm just going to show you the picture for now. You know what her funny looking self looked like. And I'm not even going to show it to you. When you have this Karen, this political Karen, Hillary Clinton, white folk telling black folk to denounce another black person. White folk actually give the impression that somebody exists worse than them. They make us who they've destroyed the enemy. And when you capitulate to their demands, when you're compliant, when you submit, you are buck broken. You neutralize black resistance. And you allow them to get away with accountability. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Listen to Obama's weak answer. Listen.
Sincere, but I just think we've got to be even stronger. We cannot let anyone in any way say these things because of the implications that they have, which can be so.
Now, let me say this real quick. This is who Joy Reid keeps caping for. This is who some of you funny looking boule folk who excited to have your job on white cable news networks. You guys keep defending this, but I don't hear you defending them lying on black men and black women. I don't hear that same kind of energy. You guys always find a way to make sense of your zaddies and your Miss Anns. You always find a way. Maybelline. You find a way to give them another chance and to make sense of their anti-black racism. Make it make sense. It doesn't. You're out of your mind. And that's what happens the longer we remain in a white supremacist environment. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up.
Far-reaching.
Tim, I have to say, I don't see a difference between denouncing and rejecting. There's no formal offer of help from Minister Farrakhan that would involve me rejecting it. But if the word reject, Senator Clinton feels is stronger than the word denounce, then I'm happy to concede the point. And I would reject and denounce.
Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
So Obama made this white woman feel good by using the exact verbiage she suggested to denounce a black person. This is also another thing that makes Obama a big problem for me. Oh, I'm going to keep reminding you all of these things because I'm scared that you might forget. I'm going to make sure that you remember. I'm going to remind you the one that's giving black LeBron James counsel after LeBron and them and the NBA and the rest of the brothers was giving white supremacists this work. You got a Negro that want to jump in front of the target of white supremacy to save massa. Obama was in effect saving the owners, the league, and all that comes with that white business that would not exist without those black men in the first place. And he was saving Joe Biden. All of them are still racist white men and systems. What did I tell you before? Obama jumped his funny looking self in the fray to divert the effectiveness and the utter powerfulness and potency of black resistance in sports, because he knows that a whole lot of white supremacists watch sports, they get a kick out of those Negras running up and down the courts and running up and down the fields. And he knows that if a whole lot more white men get upset, he knows that if they stayed out, the longer they stayed out, the more white men will be mad. And out of retaliation, vote for Trump. So Obama made intercession once again for the sake of a white man who has absolutely no love for black people. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. I'm going to remind you of something else about Obama. I'm going to keep reminding you. Y'all know I don't play about that. By the way, family, don't miss the Vicki show all week long. We're going to continue to make it fire. It's going to be fire. It's still this hot girl summer all week long, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Somebody talk black to me. And we giving out these every day of the week. We're giving out these every day of the week. Y'all hear me? Yes, we are. To all deserving. These ain't just no regular big bone. What do we tell you? We level up on the Vicki show. It's an all natural dog bone. Somebody talk black to me. So don't you miss a beat. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Give me a few more minutes, family. Can you do that? What else do I want you to be reminded of about Obama? I want you to keep in mind the mind and the man who's giving another black man advice to help white systems, anti-black oppressive systems and people. That's when Obama goes. Obama gets animated, turned up. What inspires and motivates Obama is when he's given an opportunity to save white men. Everything in his life suddenly makes sense. Y'all play too much. When you see Obama go to work, when you see him on the move, what makes that car run, what ignites him, the key that turns him up, is anytime it's a chance to save a white man, any kind of white man or system that oppresses black people, Obama grows courage, he gets strategy, and he's energized by such opportunities. All of his life suddenly makes sense. What do you mean, Vicki? Another example of his antipathy to black men. Y'all know I'm going to remind you. Just get used to it. And I'm always going to have receipts and references. And even when you hear me speaking, even if I don't quote the reference, you know I'm speaking from an intelligent place. Somebody talk black to me. USA Today news article. Y'all remember a few years ago? Watch this. Let me read this and let me see if this will jog some of y'all's little memories and stuff. Listen. See if this jog your memory. White House stands by the term thugs. Obama, rather, stands by the term thugs, White House says. I'm going to read it again so you don't think I'm making this up. Do y'all see this headline? Do you all see this headline? Thumbs up, family. It's a couple plus thousand of you all in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you have joined us today. Y'all see that? What does that headline say? What does the headline say right here? Can you see that? Hit that thumbs up button, family. It says Obama stands by the term thugs, White House says. But what was going on, Vicki? a few years ago. President Obama doesn't regret using the term thug in describing violent rioters in Baltimore this week, spokesman Josh Earnest said Wednesday. Whether it's arson or, the looting of a liquor store, those were thuggish acts, Ernest said. In discussing riots Tuesday, Obama assailed, quote, the criminals and thugs who tore up the place. That's your Obama. That's your black man. That's your black looking man. Link is in the chat. Or will be. Obama assailed the, quote, criminals and thugs who tore up the place and described them as a distraction from the real issues of police brutality. That's what Obama said during his administration, of black men who were resisting black murder and black terror by white race soldiers on the police force. Obama, his administration, did not hold not one black killer accountable. Obama and them didn't bring one to justice. They didn't bring any charges, any indictments. And let me tell you something. Donald Trump is a sign of the fall of America. Donald Trump is going to also help to expedite the fall of America, because Donald Trump is America and America is Donald Trump. Don't think for 1 second that Vicki is a caper for the demonic Donald Trump. I'm just saying that the rest of you all are him too. You're just a more polite version, and you're not orange. God, today. Other than that, y'all about the same. Your tint is just a little different. You're not orange. And you all believe in Donald Trump believes in a quick murder. Y'all believe in a slow one. You believe in taking pills. Somebody talk black to me. He believes point blank range white supremacy. Y'all play too much. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. I mentioned that because if Obama is not holding the white supremacists that murdered us accountable, and if he did not punish any of them, in 8 years, he didn't use the power of his bully pulpit. He didn't use his political connections locally, statewide, or federally. He didn't do for us like he did for all these other miscellaneous groups, using the power of executive action to do any change for black folk. Executive action meaning stuff he couldn't get through Congress. He got some stuff done for these other people groups by executive action. He didn't take a risk using executive action for us. Watch this. So what signal did Obama send the world for almost a decade? Obama told white supremacists that what you did to black folk don't deserve punishment, which means that Obama helped to set the climate of what we're experiencing today. Did you hear what I said? I said, Obama, you can't jump off in the conversation now, Obama, of white supremacy when you didn't hold none of them accountable. And now everybody is looking at Donald Trump talking about, well, Donald Trump has just allowed all of the White House and all of his administration and the cabinet and all of that. It's just got out of control because there's no accountability. There was no accountability for black folk under your administration. I told you, everybody is tripping now because white folks affected. The only reason why COVID is a big deal, because some white folks scared they could get affected. Somebody talk black to me. So now everybody's tripping because there's no accountability on Donald Trump. Black folks are supposed to care. Now y'all want us to care. But you didn't care when we were saying, Obama, there was no black accountability for black death. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to read it again because some of you all are funny looking. You all are still starstruck, broke down, not experiencing any freedom, justice, or equality, but you're starstruck on Obama and Michelle Obama's blackness and melanin. You ain't worried about getting no tangibles. All you care about is the superficial. Listen. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing, family. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm almost done. What did Obama then say? He called them criminals and thugs who tore up the place and described them as a distraction from the real issues of police brutality. Vicki said, teach girl, I'm doing my best. Y'all listen. Do you see how unserious he treats us? Condescending, disrespectful. What's the difference in his language in calling black folks thugs and Donald Trump calling us thugs? Why did Obama use that language? Not only is it because of his own antipathy against us, don't forget he was raised by white folk, but also because he believes in sacrificing black folk. He believes in making things, he likes to send signals to white folk to make them comfortable. What does that say about you when you know you've got to placate that white supremacist itch in those that vote for you? Ain't that something? And have you all noticed, I was screaming about this over the weekend. I was just tripping because, they were showing all the movies that our brother Chadwick Boseman has been in over the weekend, right? And one of the movies that I absolutely can't stand is I love the reality of certain parts of it, but the movie that it gets on my nerves is the Jackie Robinson story. You know why? Because black folks are rewarded when we deal with white folks' madness. Ain't that something? When you endure savage, beastly type behavior in that movie, the story of Jackie Robinson, folks talk about, remember at first Jackie Robinson was a scrapper, but then they broke him after a while. God today. People love to talk about how in the beginning Jackie Robinson was one of them ones. He was giving them white supremacists that word, but over time he was broken. Somebody talk black to me. And in the movie, our brother Chadwick Boseman played Jackie Robinson. It was getting me mad every time because the white, was it the owner? What was his name? That funny looking man that played the man. What's his name? That played the white man that played the baseball guy in the Jackie Robinson story. In the movie, the actor's name. What was his name? Y'all remember? The white man, Harrison Ford. That's his name, Harrison Ford. The white man, Harrison Ford, in the movie, watch this. Remember, every time he would come to Jackie was getting ready to just beat the brakes off of one of them. He ran. Jackie was in one scene. He was beating the baseball bat, which that was what he was supposed to be doing to the white boy that just did all that anti-black chit chat. But nevertheless, the white man come up in there basically telling him to keep on keeping on. You're stronger. Yeah, the movie 42. You're strong. White folk want us. That tells you something about what they think about themselves. They feel more comfortable appealing to black folk than they do their own. What does that say about your nature? You believe so much so in the ability of black folk that you can't even appeal to your own to just tamp down the beast, the savage, the barbarism. That tells you a lot about white folk. So the whole movie, I'm just mad. The only part of the movie I like was him and his woman. Beautiful, gorgeous, just gorgeous sister that played his wife in the movie, Jackie Robinson's wife. The scenes with him and his woman, that's the only thing that made me feel good about the movie. Other than that, I was hollering and screaming and talking the whole movie. Black folks are always encouraged to just hold on a little while longer Your brains is out. You're bleeding. Heart ain't pumping. About to give you a stroke. Finna tear up your whole neighborhood. Messing up your reputation. I subject you to all manner of terrorism and stuff, but keep on keeping on. And you can't trust your own people. You can't even appeal. White people, you can't even appeal to your own. Why isn't Rachel Maddow doing a study on what's wrong with them? Why aren't you hearing your white talking heads and your anchor people and your scientists, your doctors, and all those specialists say, you know what? What's wrong with us? Can we get some lab work on that? Because some of us know what's wrong, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to talk more about that on the Vicki Dillard.tv. So subscribe to my personal YouTube channel where I can go in on that. I told y'all September, I'm getting ready to start a whole series on that. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. I'm almost done. Listen. So Obama calls black folks thugs and criminals. This black looking man that y'all love so much, that didn't do nothing for you. Watch this. But it's just one more thing I'm going to remind y'all of. Y'all know I'm going to remind y'all of this. For those that are my day ones and regular supporters, what am I going to remind you all of Obama? Y'all remember when he did a series of interviews with Ta-Nehisi Coates? This was written for The Atlantic, where the title of this one is Better is Good, Obama on Reparations, Civil Rights, and the Art of the Possible. Can I remind you? Just give you a few little excerpts of what Obama said in that article about reparations. When Ta-Nehisi Coates was asking him about reparations, Obama's response. Nancy King just said, yes, I read it. That's right, sis, because you all know I've been talking to you guys about this for a long time. Watch this. Excellent, sis, that you read it. It's important, family, that you educate yourself on this, because you'll be rah-rahing about someone that's undermining your black self. And then you wake up every morning talking about why are black folks still dealing with this 500 years later. It's your fault, slowness, because you still starstruck. And you get mad with those of us that tell you the truth, slowness. You the reason. Because you're still in love with chicken and singing Amazing Grace. All you need is some white meat chicken and a little Amazing Grace. And everything for you, you can endure being shot up, murdered, and killed. Disenfranchised, humiliated. Long as you get a little bit of chicken. And Amazing Grace. In fact, some of y'all eating the chicken singing Amazing Grace. Somebody told black to me. And what do I chicken? Y'all know I love me some fried chicken. I ain't even finna lie about it. And don't feel bad and feel like I'm eating gourmet when the chicken is right. God today. I'm talking about every day. Make sure you take your greens and eat your little fruits and vegetables and stuff and drink your water. Don't eat it every day. But I do believe in some good chicken. Sometimes. God today. Why am I talking about chicken in the context of Obama? Because y'all know y'all be doing them little fish fries and chicken meals and stuff with white politicians. That's what I'm talking about. Long as y'all can have a good soul meal with white people and they come to your church and you join in together to sing Amazing Grace, you're able to overcome anything. You're willing to endure all manner of Jim Crow, the new plantation. You can overcome all of that. You're willing to endure it, rather. You don't overcome it, forgive me. You're willing to endure it. Long as you can sit down and break some chicken with white people. That's what Reverend Al Sharpton did with all the politicians. He's a vegan or whatever he does now. He wasn't even eating the chicken no more. And ain't none of us impressed with that. Seemed like you was more radical eating some chicken. Might want to go back to that. You done got your little weekend MSNBC job and stuff, and you still out there screaming and hollering and doing this march the other day for nothing. None of us is impressed. You better not want to eat some chicken. Yeah, Al Sharpton. More radical than God today. I ain't talking about the little dirty ones. Y'all know y'all got the chickens now that's eating the good stuff because y'all love to say they're dirty animal. They're this. Just focus on you. Vicki is doing greens and fruits and vegetables and some chicken sometimes. God today. And it's impossible to make me feel bad. Y'all can't do that with me. I said it's impossible to do that with me. But I make my own chicken. I don't break bread with white supremacists and let that be the trick for a vote. Y'all play too much. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. I don't let people fool with my joy like that. You know what I'm saying? Can't fool with my joy like that. Watch this. What did they say in the Atlantic article? And I'm about done. What did they say in this Atlantic article? Ta-Nehisi tells Obama, and I'm reading it because this particular piece of the interview was a series of interviews, but this particular one is put down like a transcript. So Ta-Nehisi Coates, he said, I thought we'd talk about policy today. I wanted to start by getting a sense of your mindset coming into the job. And as I've understood you, and you can reject this, your perspective is that a mixture of universalist policies. Listen to the language. Is a mixture. Y'all know why y'all laughing at me. Y'all done lost y'all mind in this chat. I'm gonna quit looking at it. Watch this. Watch this. It's a mix of universal policies in combination with an increased level of personal responsibility and communal responsibility among African Americans when we talk about the gaps that we see between Black and white America, that really is the way forward. Is that a correct summation? So that's what Ta-Nehisi Coates is saying to Obama, right? He's asking him a question. Obama said, well, I think it's a three-legged stool and you left out one, which is vigorous enforcement of anti-discrimination laws. Now, we know darn well Obama did not punish not one white supremacist. Obama goes on. So the way we thought about it when we came in is that, and obviously we came in during crisis. So how we might have structured our policy sequencing if when we came in, the economy was okay and we weren't potentially going into a great recession and folks weren't all losing their homes might have been different. But as a general matter, my view would be that if you want to get if you want to get at African-American poverty, the income gap, y'all listen to this Black looking man. That is Barack Hussein Obama, that is advising Black men to stop putting pressure on other white men. Don't ever forget that. I told you what animates Obama, what gives Obama his reason for living is anytime he can cape and save a white supremacist man. What demotivates him is Black men. Listen. He says, as a general matter, my view would be that if you want to get at African-American poverty, the income gap, wealth gap, achievement gap, that the most important thing is to make sure that society as a whole does right by people who are poor, are working class, are aspiring to a better life for their kids, higher minimum wage, full employment programs, early childhood education. Those kinds of programs are by design universal, but by definition, because they're helping folks who are in the worst economic situations, are most likely to disproportionately impact and benefit African Americans. What did all that mumbo jumbo mean? Obama just said, in short, the programs I'm about is helping all people, including especially white folk, and y'all will get some help by default. Let me skip past because he's doing all of that professorial chit chat. Listen. He goes on to say something about step number 2. He says, I think policies do need to be somewhat race specific. Y'all hear that? Is making sure that institutions are not discriminatory. So you've got something like the FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, which was on its face a universal program that involved huge mechanism that involved a huge mechanism for wealth accumulation and people entering into the middle class. But if in its application, Black folks were excluded from it, then you have to override that by going after those discriminatory practices. That's so weak, but listen. The same would be true for something like Social Security, where historically, if you just read the law and the fact that it excluded domestic workers or agricultural workers, you might not see race in it unless you knew that that covered a huge chunk of African Americans, particularly in the South. So reinvigorating the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department, making sure that in our Department of Education, where we see evidence of Black boys, are y'all getting tired? I feel like yarning, stretching, doing yoga, taking a bubble bath, getting a massage, going to a spa, the steamer. I feel like all of that when I'm listening to him. Like I'm smelling lavender, getting ready to eat my melanin chews. All of that is sleepy. All that is, I'm about to go to sleep listening to you. All of that is, I'm tired. Can somebody please give me some yawn emojis in the chat? I just, in the middle of Obama, can y'all see me giving that interview while he talking? Child, I would have sat in the yoga pose. I don't even do yoga. I would have pulled out my phone and found a yoga program. I would have started doing. Dad in the middle. Y'all play too much. Look, right when he doing all that, he go Obama saying, step number 2. And this is where I think policies need to be somewhat specific in making sure that the institutions are not discriminatory. Here go me, y'all, while he doing that talking. So you've got something like the FHA, federal housing. This me. This me. Y'all play too much. And Obama would have stopped and said, are you listening? Oh, yeah, I got you. You said something about the Federal Housing Association and Social Security and all this. Look, this me while he's still talking. Shoot. Shut up. Running all that Harvard game. Play too much. Oh, why you talking? She don't have any class. Negro, please. Rolling my neck. Oh, that right there. That's what. Look, right when this the part he would have been on. But if in this application, the Black folks were excluded. This me, y'all. Watch this, my neck. But if in the application, Black folks were excluded from it, and you would have to override that by going after the discriminatory practice. The same would be true for something like, say, Social Security. This me right here. Ooh, I'd have been like, oh, this right here. Oh, right there, right there, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, right there, right there, right there. Ah. You playing, boy. About to go yoga on you. Playing these games. I'm sleepy. I'm tired right now. And that's exactly what you're trying to do. Make me tired and sleepy and neutralize us to white supremacy. Somebody talk Black to me. I see them. Come on now. Who is that open 642? She done put some yoga emojis in the chat. That's about it right there. It's prayer time. It's prayer time. Tanya, I love you back. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. I'm about done. I missed y'all Friday, so I'm just making up for about 2 more minutes. Can you give me 2 more minutes? Watch this. Last part, because it's so much. It's so much of nothing. So let me just get at the nothingness of it all. So he skips down talking about all that nothing and then says, so now does that mean that all the vestiges of past discrimination will be eliminated? That the income gap or the wealth gap or the education gap will be erased in 5 or 10 years? Probably not. And so probably not. And so that is obviously a discussion we've had before when you talk about something like reparations. Theoretically, you can make obviously a powerful argument that centuries of slavery, Jim Crow, discrimination are the primary cause for all those gaps. So Obama concedes that this is the problem of Black folks. He concedes it's a 300-400 year problem. that white folk created and that they're still doing. He doesn't do. So what? Y'all play too much. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Can y'all still see me? Can y'all still see me? I need my moderator to tell me if you can see me. A little message just came through just now. That's in Mississippi. I'm talking about through. God, today, Obama done threw me all the way off. Everything is a through. Can y'all see me okay and hear me okay? Yes. Okay, y'all saying yes. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. I said 2 more minutes. I'm about done. The lady with the curly braids and stuff is about done. Watch this. Watch this. This is this last little piece of madness. Y'all know I'm going to connect the dots and give you a bunch of references because I need you to know the mind that's giving advice to black men that's holding white racist systems and other white men accountable. Obama the only one that jumped in there to shut that down. He says discrimination gap wouldn't be fixed. Y'all heard all that, right? He says you can theoretically make a powerful argument that centuries of slavery and Jim Crow and discrimination are the primary cause of those gaps. But listen to what else Obama said. He said that those were wrongs done to the black community as a whole and black families specifically, and that in order to close that gap, a society has a moral obligation to make a large, aggressive investment, even if it's not in the form of individual reparations checks, but in the form of a Marshall Plan in order to close those gaps. It is easy to make that theoretical argument. He says all that. Obama gives us all the evidence where y'all got me screaming right now watching all these yoga emojis. Woo! And the bones and stuff. Y'all talking about some do yoga. Obama about to get us. We about to stretch in the middle of all this nothing. We getting that lactic acid out our neck. Somebody talk black to me. I'm about to take a bubble bath right now. Today. Got where my sisters at. Y'all know we do all the luxury bath bombs. Little soaps and stuff. Little salts and everything. We about to get the candles out. We done. When it's bubble bath, everybody is shut off. What? You on your own. God, today. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up. Watch this. He says, it's easy to make that theoretical argument, but as a practical matter, it's hard to think of any society in human history in which a majority population has said that as a consequence of historic wrongs, we are now going to take a big chunk of the nation's resources over a long period of time to make that right. He says you can look at examples like post-war Germany, where reparations were paid to Holocaust victims and families, but Cole said they lost the war. Obama said they lost the war. Small population. Finite amount of money that it was going to cost, not multiple generations, but people in some cases who are still alive who can point to that was my house, those were my paintings, those were my mother's family jewels. If you look at countries like South Africa where you had a black majority, there have been efforts to tax and help the black majority, but it hasn't come into a form in the form of a formal reparations program. You have countries like India that have tried to help untouchables with essentially affirmative action programs, but it hasn't fundamentally changed the structures of their society. Do you see how this funny looking black looking man capes for white supremacy, and he makes the case for them why we shouldn't get paid after he's saying we can make a powerful, quote unquote, theoretical argument for it? He acknowledges that all of the racial wealth gaps, all of the other gaps that black folks are experiencing are the result of these discriminatory systems and people and American history. And then later in the article, Obama has the nerve to say that other Hispanic people and other Asians who are immigrants to the country, he said that they may get upset because they're going to want to know why they have to contribute to something like reparations when they didn't even have nothing to do with it, even though we all know that everybody that comes to America benefits because of us. Everybody. Every color, every race, every ethnicity. Black family, my message is not for everybody. My message is not for those of you who are about saving Egypt. Remember, I taught you, I'm teaching you where you are in scripture. For those that God came to deliver out of Egypt, some of them were actually fighting Moses and Aaron so that they could keep voting for Egypt, keep living inside of Egypt. For those of you that's some of you that say, well, I still believe, that's fine. That's fine that that's you. My message ain't for you. For the same reason, in the same manner that everybody that was delivered from Egypt didn't make it into the promised land. God let them die out. That's you. You fine being you. My message ain't for you. My message is for the elite. That's not okay with oppression. Obama was meant to derail Black progress, to make sure white men didn't lose money, and to make sure that white Joe Biden would not experience more white men angry with him because white men weren't able to see their basketball. Obama talked those Black men into getting back on the plantation so that they would not further anger more white men. And those mad and angry and upset white men that couldn't watch their basketball and other sports, they would take it out on Biden by voting for Trump. That's what that was about. Baby, we don't have no love for that. My message is not for everybody. It's for the elite. It's for the warriors. It's not for those that's confused about white supremacy and want to give it another chance after 500 years. Go ahead. You're the ones that's not going to make it into the promised land. That's fine. I ain't losing no sleep. I'm not even trying to reconcile with all y'all. They used Obama in order for us to continue to rely on the American establishment and system. The reason they keep throwing Obama out there as a monkey wrench, the reason why they keep trying to derail us, because the actions that LeBron and the NBA players were taking was outside of the system. They were having an effect without voting. Did you hear what I just said? LeBron James and them, they had to throw that Obama monkey wrench out there because they were having an effect without voting, which means they were not relying on the white supremacist American system. Just like our family that's been in the streets, America's been having a whole lot of fires. Notice, they've been able to get more results in the streets than any of your politicians. If you come to know that the system means you no good, Black man and Black woman, if you come to acknowledge and to realize that you can actually be effective outside of their voting system, that's dangerous for them. They threw that monkey wrench of Obama in there so that you can once again rely on and uphold the rackety, ratchet system of white supremacy, the rickety system of white supremacy. Mr. Valdanus said, deep, 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 deep. That's exactly what it is, beloved. That's the truth. They don't want you to know your power outside of their system. But it's a new day, baby. My name is Vicki Dillard. I'm so glad you joined us. I hope to see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Be sure to join my mastermind for $1 for the first 30 days, where once a week on Wednesday, I'm dropping spiritual jewels, metaphysical jewels, and I'm there to answer your questions in our exclusive VIP sessions. ClubVicki.com, ClubVicki.com. You're lucky enough where you're going to even get access to that 2-hour angel course that we just did this past Saturday. It was amazing. You all showed up, showed out, and we are receiving so many testimonies. Do you all know that the work that I do, people write me telling me that they started businesses because of tuning into the Vicki Show? They write me and tell me that some of them were on the verge of suicide. I won't say their names. They were on the verge of mental illnesses and breakdowns, but they heard a woman on the other end of the screen screaming. Folks telling me stuff that happened in their family, telling me what their children doing, their young sons and daughters, teenagers. Elderly folks write me, email me, message me, DM me. The range is long and wide, which means that this is a work that's beyond Vicki. Shout out to you, Natalie, and so many others that gave. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. We're making our mark on the world that cannot be erased. I'm not running my mouth. I'm talking about the large numbers of people that are actually getting results in their lives. It's my privilege, my honor. I bow to you. It's my bliss to serve the Black family first in the world by extension. I'm a woman of the word. I don't hate or dislike any other people group. Saying Black first does not automatically mean we hate other people. But baby, if we've been in the line for justice for 500 years, you're going to have to sit down until we get justice. And in fact, if you want to make sure you get it, you would be wise to advocate for us. You would be wise to make sure that you don't further add on to our burden, the 465-year burden bearers. You would be wise. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be hot all week long. I told you over the weekend that I was going to talk about this topic today and so much more. Don't forget, if you want to start a Black business, go to flynubianbusiness.com. If you want to start a Black business, learning from Black people, go to flynubianbusiness.com. If you want to learn about investing and learning about money, go to flynubianmoney.com. Are y'all hearing me today? So much going on. I'm pleased to be your sister and to inform and to inspire you based on what I've been given. Shout out to you, Brian, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Family, listen and re-listen. If you came later, listen again. Catch up on listen to the parts that maybe where you've left off. Okay. Join me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. And be sure, family, that you also follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Yes, this is the last day of August. And how many of you all know that this month of August is a special ancestral month? So much stuff has happened. We've seen the height of a lot of stuff going on. A lot of folks are tripping about how intense 2020 has been. Some of us were, just emotional even with some of the stuff that took place during this year. But don't forget what your sister told you. I've been telling you this for a long time. The labor, the pain that Black folks are experiencing, for us, these are labor pains, baby. We're getting ready to birth a new world based on freedom, justice, and equity. Somebody talk Black to me. Eber says, Queen Goddess, thank you, beloved. I love y'all to pieces. We're not giving up. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. Thank you so much. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace.